Bueno, bueno!
Bueno, bueno!
Hey, buenos dias. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the galactic universe of Ultron. My name is Saul V Gomez.
My name is Saul V Esquivel. What's up?
My name is Rexx.
And today we have a very special guest. We told you guys about him last week. He actually does this for a living, but he does it to the great beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Barrera.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. We're so excited.
I'm always excited to work with you guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Fans are excited. Before we continue with this podcast, though, we had a giveaway last episode. We partnered up with Netflix. So again, thank you guys, Netflix. And we asked the comments to say W for Netflix, and you'll be entered for the giveaway. But there's a twist. If you listen to the end of the podcast, towards the end, all the way at the end, the one that everybody skips, at the end, we said, we may say W for Wednesday, we made it this far, / we care about Rexx, right? So only those people who said that are eligible for this giveaway.
Yeah.
So to help us pick the winner, because if this person picks you, that means you were supposed to win. So, ladies and gentlemen, AJ, can you pick a number 1 through 300?
1 to 300. Let's do 333.
Ooh, no, 1 through 300.
Oh, okay. 300. Let's do 238.
238.
That's a
All
good,
right.
Sounds like a good number.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay, let's see what won.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, whatever the rest of it was, 58, 32, 33, 34, 55, 56, 57, 58. Oh, W for Wednesday, but I didn't put the whole keyword. Actually, which one was it? Still no keyword. Still no keyword. Oh, that's crazy. Uh-oh, you guys don't watch all the way to the end. Oh, he wants this spot right here. The winner is... Okay, I gotta zoom in on this one. Where'd you go, Jay? There he is.
The winner of the Netflix for a year is JIJAYARR 1072.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congratulations. Please DM the show or me and get your prize.
Yeah,
cool.
Netflix for a year. Premium.
Premium.
awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and premium
And
because you guys hit 300
premium.
likes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for being part of our giveaway. Thank you all. All right, but
Thank you guys.
And shout out to Netflix.
And shout out to
shout out to
Netflix.
Netflix.
Shout out to Wednesday. Shout out to Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
She watched. She's a fan. I'm just
she a
kidding.
fan. She a fan. Bueno. The wait has been not so bueno, actually. It's actually been torture. But from the visionary Tim Burton, the iconic Wednesday Addams, played by Jenna Ortega, returns to Nevermore for another year of delightfully dark and kooky mayhem in Netflix's new season. Armed with her signature razor-sharp wit and deadpan charm, Wednesday must navigate family, friends, and adversaries, propelling her into a new bone-chilling supernatural mystery. Watch the new season of Wednesday coming August 6th only on Netflix. Wednesday will return in 2 parts. Part 1 will debut on August 6th, and Part 2 will debut on September 3rd, only on Netflix. Watch the new season of Wednesday coming August 6th, only on Netflix. And back to the episode. Now, AJ, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Better than
Well, I've always wondered, your busy season is Halloween time, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So how are you right now? Like, what's...
I'm busy with clients naturally, so I'm always doing most of my readings, through Zoom. So I don't do any private readings. So the only time I get to do like readings in person is like when I come on a podcast like yours or any people's podcast. So that's why a lot of people want me on podcasts, because they want to experience the readings or see them happen and all that good stuff. But it's just as effective of doing them via Zoom. But usually in September is when I get, like, my office gets a bunch of bookings for podcasts, radio, TV interviews and all that stuff. And, a lot of people think like what I do is just for Halloween.
Yeah.
And I do this every day. It's my living.
It's like you hibernate throughout the whole season. You hibernate. Oh, it's time to wake. It's like the Mariah Carey meme.
Right. For Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Here comes AJ.
Right.
He comes out of the coffin. Like,
You know what? I should make a video like that for this
That'll be,
Halloween.
Yeah, you
that'll be
should.
funny. That'll be funny.
Yeah, you gotta do the Mariah Carey.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. But we're actually less than 100 days away from Halloween.
Yeah.
Are
We're
we?
almost there. Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
shit!
I think it was this past week when it was 100 days to Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was already preparing in July. So
Yeah.
yeah.
For Halloween?
I love Halloween. Like I have all my stuff in my garage and everything. But my wife, she's like, why do you put all this stuff out and this and that? She goes like, I live with it every day, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait, so
But,
how long do you have like? Well, how many years have you been doing this for?
over 2 decades. So it's going to be, I think, going on 23 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit older than you guys.
Like, when did you first discover that you can do it? Like, when you were a kid, or?
Yeah, I, honestly, when I started discovering this, was more so curiosity than anything. So most people do know my backstory or don't know really the backstory of what I do. But when I started coming into the mediumship or psychic work, I was fascinated with, you know, the X-Files and all the paranormal shows and all that stuff. So for me, I was always like, oh, the aliens and witches and all this, you know, stuff that's out there. But we also had certain television shows like Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, who I was fortunate to be on the new Ricky Lake show when she came back. So it was
That's
kind of like
sick.
history repeated itself. So to kind of be with an icon and do that and be on our show and give readings and so on and so forth. Like I used to watch mediums and psychics on those shows and think, what a crack of BS. There's no way people on TV are doing this. There's no way people in the audience are being read.
Yeah.
They're all planted. They all have cue cards and da-da-da. So I went on my own journey, honestly, and reading tarot cards from 6th grade to 8th grade and started reading my peers and so on and so forth and telling them what I saw, what I felt and so on and so forth. So for them, they probably got a trip out of it, you know what I mean? But when I was my mentor in high school, my high school teacher, my art and science teacher, Ellen Marin, she's the one that discovered my abilities really and helped me hone into it. And she said, like, you have something, you have an ability. And for those 4 years in high school, I started working, taking a few classes and taking classes from her, learning everything that I can because I was truly a sponge. I wanted to know everything. Even to this day, I'm still a sponge. I want to read everything, know everything. And by 19, I landed a gig with the Clear Channel, which is now iHeartRadio. And that's, I had a contract with them. And that's how my career started at 19 and a half.
Wow.
Didn't have a website. I was giving out my cell number on the radio. Did not think anything of it. I thought it was gonna be a one-time thing for like a 4-hour show. That 4-hour show first appearance turned into like a 4-year gig doing radio from 7 to midnight. It used to be once a week, and then it turned into an everyday thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's honestly that's pretty.
It's
sick.
crazy, right?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because my intention was to be in law enforcement, was to be a fireman. Like those were like my career things. And, you know, always having, you know, the roots of, you know, Mexicans, Hispanics, and so on. So our parents always want us, get an education, follow something to fall back on or have something to fall back on. And for me, my parents did not really want me to do this work. Like it was like taboo being Catholic and not really believing this. And I do believe in God. I do believe in my faith and so on and so forth. But, you know, I also believe in spirituality. I believe that we evolve. We're consciousness. We're energy, you know? Yeah.
What was your parents' reaction starting when you started this career and then right now?
Starting it, my mom embraced it. I can say that much. Like she embraced it. She allowed me to do it. She was always kind of like on the fence, like not telling people what to do. She would always tell people like, "Hey, my son's a consultant." Like he just,
Okay,
you know, he
he's a
talks to people. You know, he meets
He's
with
a life
people.
coach.
Right?
Consultant's a good
Before
word.
life
huh?
coach was even a life coach type of thing. You know what I mean? So my mom would always tell people that, and she was always kind of conscious about that. My dad did not really know what mediumship was or what a psychic medium was, and so I remember telling my dad, and I don't know if you can blur out the radio station if you need to, but my first appearance was on Coast 103.5. It was with Love Songs on the Coast, and so they had a show called Angels in Waiting, and so this was in May or June, and I was telling my dad, "Hey, I'm going to be on the radio. I'm going to do readings and this and that." And my dad goes like, "Do readings on the radio for what?" He goes, "I'm a medium." And my dad goes like, "A median?" Like, you know, on the freeway? And I go, "No." Like, you're like, it's like, no, a medium. Like I talked to the dad and my dad was like, "What?" Like, so my parents, when they first heard the show live on the radio, they were like, text me, they called me. They were so blown away because there was people calling in from Kentucky, from Jersey and all over. And I'm doing readings over the phone. Back then, that's all we had. You know what I mean? We used cell phones or telephones to communicate with people. We did not have FaceTime and WhatsApp and Zoom and all that stuff. So people kind of question like, how can you read for people over the
Exactly,
phone?
yeah.
It's your voice, it's your energy. It's the same thing that I tune into when I do a Zoom reading. So for my parents, they became now my biggest fans.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's something I've always like wondered is like, how do you do? Because I think like everybody, I think that's what everybody like is like your biggest skeptic is like he's doing it over the phone. Like you don't, they don't even see you in person.
Well, but speaking on that, this is a great kind of question we're going into. Phone reading is the best medium for a medium, meaning for me, because there's no way I'm reading their face or body language or any of that stuff. So for me, I really believe that phone readings actually helped me develop my ability to be stronger and better than what it was probably back then. And so over the years, I learned to be better with my craft.
Yeah, that's true. Because let's say you're saying something, right? And then you see their face light up. You're like, okay, I think I'm on it.
Yep.
Wow.
So do you feel energy or do you see also like?
It's interesting. That's how can I describe it? So when I'm working as a medium, there's a couple things that happen. So like my receptors are kind of, my brain is going on dry basically. And I'm tapping into colors, feelings, scents, all that stuff. So it's a little bit of everything. I'm not actually seeing spirit standing behind a person. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes, and it has freaked people out, that when I'm doing my live shows, my live audience events, and I'll say, hey, I got, I'm in the back row over here or in the middle section. I got a lady standing behind you. Literally, I'm seeing like a lady, but people will turn around and look. There's no one behind them, but I'm actually seeing the full apparition. Yeah. And it's actually what the person looked like, meaning what their mom, their sister, the brother, whatever it comes through. And they won't come through to me as someone who was in a tragic accident or so on and so forth. So respectfully, if someone was in a car accident, they're not going to show themselves as dismembered or whatever that incident was. They're going to come through as full body, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's usually what we see in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing I try to always clear up with people is that like what we see in Hollywood and the movies and all that stuff, it's not really what it's all out to be.
Correct.
I always try to go back to the movie Ghost, with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore.
Yeah.
It's such an old movie. They didn't, what do you call it? CGI and all that stuff was so bad and so crappy and this and that, but it's really close to what I believe growing up and learning about this work is that what it comes down to and the reality of Oda Mae Brown, Whoopi Goldberg, how people thought she was a fraud and this and that. Well, she was a fraud for other things, but she tapped into her ability through Sam Wheat, through Patrick Swayze, through kind of on the whim. And when she heard that voice, she thought she was going crazy. For me, it's kind of very similar. I thought like, where's this voice coming from? And it wasn't really the voice from outside. It was my own thoughts that was communicating. So when I'm communicating with loved ones, I'm not really hearing their voices.
It's like your own.
Yeah.
It's like they're telling you
What to think.
what to think.
Kind of. It's like pulling files out of my memory. Like I have like
that's
symbolism. So if you guys ever like watched any of my videos, I know Saul, you worked with me on many different podcasts and stuff like that, that there's different references that come through. So this is reasons why I close my eyes or look off to the side, especially when I'm reading. It's because I'm interpreting information. So I have symbols that will always mean something. So if I see, I don't know, like a respirator, oftentimes, majority of the times now, because of the pandemic, it represents someone passed with COVID. Pass with that condition, pass with something like that. So it's very interesting of how those things come through. But when I see certain references like an accident, typically it means like an accident in some capacity, either vehicle, motorcycle. It just really depends of how it's coming through. So my symbols will always be my symbols. This is why I try to express to people that readings will be similar because it's my symbolism. That's not going to change. But the messages will always change.
Okay, that's interesting.
I've always wondered because you read for so many people, but who reads for you?
Ooh,
That's a good
Ooh,
question.
that's a good one.
You're cooking right there.
You know what? It's so tough. I'm kind of like a snob when it comes down to people reading for me. Meaning, like I'm very particular.
You're like, no, that's not true.
I don't want to say I'm a hard read, but I am kind of very particular because I'm very private with what I do. And even though I read for people literally from all around the world, I was just discussing Germany, Australia, all over, I don't put a lot of my public life out on social media. I don't talk about my public life on a lot of radios and interviews and all that stuff. But in moments like that, I want to go to someone who doesn't know me or doesn't know my work. Meaning that because I think they know too much about me. It's like me reading, I wouldn't say for you, Saul, because I really don't know you, but it's like saying me reading for someone that I know. Like I already know you. I met your mom. I met you know. So it's like I know too much. You know what I mean? So it would be difficult for me to pull through evidential, valid information and not information that I already know, because then that's part of my ego coming through and saying, well, well, I really don't know anything from you guys. So if information does come through, it's not something that I'm knowing from knowledge. It's coming from energy.
Yeah.
You look freaked out when I said that.
I was going to say, I had this information coming through.
I was like, no, I'm really. Look at my hands.
His hands are sweaty.
No, I've always been interested in because
He's really he's really nervous.
I've always been.
Just relax.
I know, right? Just breathe.
No, yeah, I've always been interested in stuff because I've always seen it, and I'm not gonna say I don't believe it because I do believe in God too.
Right. Yeah. So
And
do I.
and I've seen things too when I've seen personally things, but like I've you hear things and I'm like, I wonder if like how that works exactly. So I'm like interested. Maybe you see something in me, so maybe you don't. I don't know, but that's why like I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people just be open. Like I always tell people expect the unexpected, especially on podcasts, because I mean, you
I've seen some crazy stuff. Oh my God.
It's when it least expects it. Like I don't choose to read for people unless I'm prompt to, or there's questions that you guys ask or you want to know about someone, that sometimes those questions will prompt me to the reading, or sometimes there's just not that energy. And I don't force myself to read for someone, but usually on podcasts, it's kind of like anything happens, anything goes. And it could even be for people that are not in this room.
Yeah, I've seen you do
that can get a reading.
Yeah.
So I remember many interviews of TV shows and stuff that I'm doing where the producers are being read, who are like on the overhead talking, and I don't know where they're at. I can't see them. And I remember one show specifically that I was filming for, the producer, he goes, "Oh my God, that's my son that you're talking about, who passed away with suicide." And I was bringing through the name and how he passed, and something very specific regarding what he still carries with him every day to work. And he goes, no one knows that. And so for him, it made him a believer. And he wasn't a believer. Like he produces the shows and stuff like that. Like, there's talent and bookings and all that stuff. But when you have information that is personal or valid, or that truly makes sense and resonates with your heart and your emotions, your feelings, there's no way taking away that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
I had a friend you did a reading for on a podcast. And I remember before the podcast, he was skeptical. I'm gonna fuck around and see what's up with this guy. And then like, you're like, can we talk afterwards? And then I was,
yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh shit. And then the show was over. He comes back pale as a ghost, and he's like, I'm not even lying. I was sitting at the table, and he goes like, everything must be real, bro. Like heaven has to be real. Heaven has to be real. Like how the fuck? How does he know that? And he was like, it's all real. It's all real. I was like, oh shit. I was like, what happened here? I got scared.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. There are things that I won't expose because there are personal things. And I respect everyone's privacy, because even though you're doing a show, you're on a podcast and all that stuff, I am still respectful to everyone's personal business. And sometimes there are things that you should not share publicly, but off air. And that's why, sometimes I pull people off to the side and say, hey, let me talk to you. I need to really bring through this information. Yeah. But for me, when I get reactions from people, I laugh about it because it's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
It's nothing to fear. It's a normal conversation for me, because I'm just having a conversation with your loved ones, me and you. It's just a 3-way conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's so sick, dude. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Has there ever been a situation like you read somebody's, life and everything that you probably learned that made you better in your career?
So a reading or someone that I read for?
Somebody you read for.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's
kind of helped you,
that's almost every day.
Almost every day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There are actually, that is probably one of the most unique questions I ever got asked.
Yeah.
In my 22 years. Seriously. Yeah, that's a really great question, because I kind of get emotional about it, because like when I do these readings for people, like I'm connecting with my own emotions, my own loved ones. You know what I mean? So, anytime I see a reference to my grandfather that's passed on, and I see that reference and they say his name or his passing, or they show me certain people in my family, it's also kind of me connecting with my own loved ones at the same time. Yeah. So it's like I don't want to be selfish in the moment, but I'm like, wow, that's super cool. But I get moments like that where I'm connecting people, and I learn lessons, and I learn information, and I learn new symbolism, and I learn like the aha moments. And there's a lot of these aha moments that I get where I'm like, wow, like I'm not going to forget this reading. And I just did this group reading for a family on Saturday, and that is a reading I won't forget.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just hysterical, funny. It was a roller coaster of emotions. And there are those readings that you just don't forget. And the group of people, I mean, I told them I would talk about it. Ironically, I totally forgot I was going to do this podcast. I'm not going to mention the name of them, but I told them if you do ever hear me references, but their mother, it was a group of kids who lost their mom, and also the sister was there. So also the niece and the mother, her sister, and the aunt and the mother, the sister. I know it's hard to describe, but the mother was so freaking hysterical. Like it was a comedy show the whole time, and it was just a lot of emotions and personal things. I remember one thing that she brought up that she was kept on telling her sister, who was in the reading on Zoom, and she told her sister all she wants to do is make sure your house is clean. And they're all laughing because she would come over to the house and clean the house all the time.
Oh, wow.
And so something like that was just kind of like, what? Like she still wants to be like, so again, there are certain things like that again, that just makes sense. Something so small like that. People think, oh, like that's a good guess. You know, women clean. No, it was a personal thing that she always did.
And the
for
whole
her
family
sister.
knew. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, dang.
And the kids knew. So again, there were so many moments, even like I was talking about, oh, your mom's bringing up a Beauty and the Beast and a flower and a glass thing. And they couldn't think of it. And all of a sudden the daughter, she goes, oh my God. She goes, I took the rose petals for my mom's celebration of life or funeral and I put them in a glass thing. And literally got goosebumps right now. So again, moments like that, it's not a reach. It's what they're validating, what they're talking about to validate consciousness that they're still around. Yeah.
Damn.
That's cool.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So great question.
Yes.
Damn.
Is there like, I think when people say when you can communicate to like spirits is because they haven't crossed over, or is it like, do you speak to spirits who have crossed over, or is it just like people who just need, like the spirits need some type of like closure before crossing over?
Yeah, that's another good question. So you guys are good with questions. Seriously, today, like you guys, like every podcast I've done with you, honestly, like your team always asks some great questions.
Awesome.
And what I believe with this is that I don't think the spirits need any crossing over. I mean, like I don't think they need any answers. They don't need a connection with this. There's no yearning that they have. It's all about us. We want that connection. We're yearning from them. We want to communicate with them. We want all that stuff. So I don't think they're stuck. I don't think there's anything that they need to do. It's all about us.
Coco's not real?
Well, I mean, to an extent, but because you have to also understand is that our past loved ones, our loved ones in spirit, they don't miss us.
They're having the best of their
Yeah,
lives.
you know
right?
why?
You're in paradise, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Or
not because of that. They don't miss us because they have us. We miss them because we don't have them physically. Our loved ones can connect with us in a moment and any time. We are lingering and we're wanting to connect with them. We want to like make a connection. We want that sign. We want to know if they're okay. Them, they're around us. They're sending us signs and messages and signals and all that stuff. Do we see them all the time? Probably not. But we miss the subtle signs. And that's the biggest thing that I don't think people understand is that they're right here in this very moment. So think of me when I'm doing readings. They're not with me. They're with you. I'm tapping into your energy, your vibration. That's where the energy is coming from. I'm not trying to like pull any strings, if you will. But the questions, I think, in some ways, is that they're right here in this very moment. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's like the closure we need, not that they need.
Yeah.
I think one time you did a reading, or I know I asked you a question about like dogs, right? Because my dog passed away.
I was thinking about your dog. Weird on the way over here. That is weird that you brought him up. That is so weird.
Awesome. Shout out to my dog.
Yeah, that is super cool.
So ever since you said like, oh, if you have like some type of feeling or some type of thing, to acknowledge that person or that pet.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that often. I was like, oh, whenever. And recently I've been like, I don't know, like this is when people have pets. You're in your like, because like in my room, right? Like I'll just be hanging on my bed. This is when I had a dog. And like I knew he was like on the bottom of my bed. Like I knew he was there.
Yep.
And recently I have been having that feeling. I'm like, there's someone down there. Cause I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It's like I feel like there's someone there, like where my dog usually hangs out. And I'm like, but I've been feeling that often.
Right.
Oh, well, recently. But I just started like just calling him out. And it's like, it feels, I don't know, it feels normal. Like it feels real.
Yeah. I mean, it's a normal thing because, again, when we have these little moments of these experiences or that we sense something, we feel something, quite often people will sense their animals. Like if they always laid on their bed or sat on the couch or laid on the floor somewhere, like wherever. That is their consciousness. That is their energy. So when you have that moment that you go, this is weird, and the immediate thing that comes to you is your dog, most likely it's your dog. Cool. Like to me, it was so weird. Like I was literally thinking, like, why am I thinking about your dog? Like literally driving over here, and I never popped in my head. Like even many times that you talked about it, I'm like, oh, I go, maybe you might bring up something about your dog. And sure enough, you brought up your dog today. So take it as a sign that your dog was already getting their message across to you, saying that it's okay. Seriously, yeah, cool. It's super cool.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I really do believe in energy and all that because like the smartest guy in the world, Albert Einstein, really also believed in that.
Yeah.
He said it's something that he can never explain, but there is a spiritual energy
Yeah,
around us.
Yeah, energy can't be broken or destroyed. You know what I mean? So I just feel like in some ways that the love that we have for them and they have for us, that love can't be broken or destroyed. Like love truly never dies.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like something I've always believed in, and that's something that they take with them in the afterlife. And even though they don't have a physical body, they will take that energy with them. We have to understand that they're just like an imprint, like a fingerprint print. You know what I mean? The soul is like, they take all that energy with them. So the personality, all that stuff. But more importantly, like think about people who respectfully may have suffered from mental health disease or alcohol abuse and, you know, some other things, drug abuse and all that stuff, you know, going through addictive patterns. That soul evolves in the afterlife. They're not the same. They're not like going through, you know, these addictions in the afterlife. They're truly evolving and growing. So a lot of people feel like that, oh, are they still stuck? Are they still in the same habits and so on and so forth? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. I want to have like the callers have like some type of experience like this.
Okay.
If you'd be down to do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, just have them have their specific question, who they want to link with, and just jump right into it.
Cool. We'll get right into it. Well, before we get into those calls, do you want to let the people know when your next show is or any like where they can reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be in San Jose August 16th at the Doubletree. I will probably be tentatively in San Diego in September. Anaheim, I should be out there in, oh my God, October. And then I might be in Whittier in November, which might be my last show. But everything can be found at my website at ajbarrera.com or just find me on my socials, AJ_Barrera. Be aware of all your fake accounts out there. So if you ever get a DM or direct message on any TikTok, Instagram, that is not me. I don't send you random messages to book a reading. Everything's booked through my website, through my office.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So guys, the link in the descriptions. And now let's get to the cause.
Let's get it.
Cool. All right. So now I put on the headphones.
And we can do both. I don't know if you're aware of that, but we can do like mediumship and psychic. If they're all mediumship, like connected with loved ones, that's just up to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think there's some questions about that.
Because some people sit in front of me for like life questions, career, business, relationships, and all that stuff. Yeah, so
That's interesting. Let's do it.
Dun, 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 dun. Bueno, bueno.
No.
Sup, players?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
What up, man?
Hey, aquí andamos, aquí en pinche jale.
Hell yeah, bro. You got time? You got time to talk to us?
For you guys, I always got time, my boy.
I appreciate it.
That's right.
Well, we're here with a very special guest. I'm sure you're aware. We're here with AJ Barrera.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, AJ?
Hey, how you doing?
What's
Doing
up?
great.
So
Doing good.
we have your prompt. It's funny, but it's valid too.
Okay.
He says, when do I know enough is enough? Should I break up with my girl? Yesterday at a family party, she kept going off on me because I would make her look stupid. I would sit away from her, walk without her. That's so, are you able to?
Oh yeah, I am brutally honest with everything, so don't take my bluntness as being rude.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of work you got to do, man. I don't think it's about her. I think there's a sense of recognizing your own consciousness of what you're doing and how you're putting yourself in that position. I think in some ways when you're looking at kind of like the relationship, you're kind of looking at it as like, everything's fine. She's getting upset. She's getting mad. Well, what are you not paying attention to? What are you not doing? What are you not? Are you causing a reaction, or is she looking at a reaction out of that situation? I don't think you should leave or walk away from that relationship. I think you should stay with it, because I think there's a lot of more work that needs to be put into this for both of you guys. So if you kind of figuring out like, okay, we're working on this, we're having a lot of fights, we're having this, we're having that, I think in some ways look at professional help. Counseling, therapy, do things of that nature. Most men don't want to do therapy. They don't want to be told what to do and all that stuff. But I really believe, honestly, when we look at relationships, I think you just need to really kind of reflect and focus back on yourself and saying, is this the right fit? I still believe energetically the relationship can be worked on. I really believe that. If you choose to kind of say like, this is not for me, that's up to you. That's your decision. And I think you're going to recognize like the changes that you need to work on or the changes that you need to fix. So for me, I would say still work on it, honestly. Yeah.
Because I feel like he did mention what he did. So he was able to recognize it. How long have you been with your girl?
Well, we've been together for a year, but it was more as in the problem of, it's kind of like, the kind of the small things. It's kind of like, hey, well, why? It's kind of like when I sat away from her, I just literally sat probably like a foot away from her. She's like, hey, well, if you don't want to sit next to me, well, then just say that. I'm like, dude, like, I'm just literally right behind you. And it's kind of, I'm gonna take it as in like, he's being a brat, or I'm not sure how to put it, berrinchuda in Spanish. And it's kind of like, yeah, I do, but whenever we're out, whenever we're doing at places, it's always an argument. Everything leads up to an argument. Hey, well, why did you look over here? Starts an argument. Hey, why did you do this? Starts an argument. So at this point, it's kind of more like I'm fed up. You know what I mean? I'm fed up that every little thing is an argument, and
Yeah.
it's just more like.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be something that's obviously underlying issue with her as well that she's going through, some repressed energy that is there. And I want to kind of ask you something, not really reading you or reading into the situation, but is her dad not in the picture?
No, her dad is in the picture.
Okay.
That's also another topic I wanted to get to with you guys.
Yeah, because I feel like there might be some issues relating to that we need to look at with her. Not saying it's a bad thing, but to me, it makes you feel like there might be a sense of enabling. And I just feel like in some ways that we don't want to enable the situation with her of like having her being treated as like she's still a little girl, you know what I mean? And I think in some ways that she kind of has this princess type of energy. No, not to be rude, but I think in some ways that there are things that can be fixed even with her. And again, I don't think it's anything that you need to tell her what to do, but again, this is work that she needs to figure out on her own as well. Like both of you guys need to do your own like little soul discovery, self-help type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm not here to tell you how to do it, but I think both of you guys need to do it. You seem like a man that can stand behind and support and all that good stuff. But to me, I just feel like that you recognize it, but I think in some ways you need to recognize also why is she doing these things? Is it something that you're doing or is it something that she's creating? And I think in some ways it might be something she's creating for looking for that sense of not only just attention, but I think she's looking for a sense of love. And I feel like in some ways that I'm sure you do love her, but I feel like that she feels that she needs more of this security from you. And I feel like there's a sense of insecurity that she does carry with her.
I get you.
That's a
I
good
understand
one.
that.
That's very good.
That's
very good.
You're just mind boggled right now.
Yeah, I know. I started thinking about myself too. I was like, damn.
AJBarrera.com.
There's another topic I wanted to ask.
Mainly. Please.
Right now, so there's a big age difference in us, so I think that also plays a difference in it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm 22, she's 29.
Okay.
And currently, I recently just bought a house, and
Congrats.
I'm about to hit a year. And I told her like, hey, I've been ever since we started with the house. I told her, hey, like I really want you to move in with me. I wanna take that leap. How you said it yourself, like she wants that commitment, that reassurance. And me, my way of showing that is like, hey, I want to start a life with you, a family with you. Let's move in together. But It's been over a year or so, and she's kind of like, she says she's scared, and I understand that. But it's also her parents, her family that is kind of like, no, like they don't want to let her. And at this point, that's also why I'm fed up. Why I really want to break up with her, because it's more like, hey, dude, like you're 29, I'm 22. I moved out, and I live home alone. Like I want you to move in with me so we could be together. Right. But they don't let you, and you're older than me. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, being real with this. So like, do you want to have a wife? Do you want to have a girlfriend, or do you just want to play house? You know what I mean? And I think it's really looking at the reality of things. Like my wife is 4 years older than me, and she's like the least person I thought I would, marry and date. We've been together for 18 years, but married for 10 years. And so for me, like, I'm settled down, like I'm committed, and I knew like I was going to be committed by that. Like by 30, I knew everything what I wanted to do. And I think for you, you're still fairly young, but if there's a point that you have, like say by 25, by 30, I'm going to have a house, which you already have. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids and all that stuff. Really kind of have a game plan, like really kind of have that projection of what you want to do rather than just settling down because like, I'm not telling you what to do, but again, there is still an opportunity to make this relationship work if you choose to make it work. But again, there's going to be a lot of trial and errors that you're going to continue to go through, especially with the father, the parenting and all that stuff. Like there's going to be a lot of mixed emotions, which I feel like it might push you against the wall where you're going to be between a rock and a hard place. And you're going to kind of say like, well, again, do I really want to keep going with this? And that's your personal decision. Do I see you staying with it? Yeah. Do I still see you making this as a committed thing? Probably not, because I really believe that you will get tired of going through these repetitive cycles with her. Again, both of you guys are good people, but I just feel like that there could be that age gap, but age is just an age to be quite thing. But I think it's more so the maturity for both of you guys. And you sound like a very mature person. Don't know her personally, but I'm sure she's mature. But I just feel like in some ways that we really need to come to an agreement. And we really have to come to each other's consideration. And I don't think you guys are at each other's consideration, or maybe she's not really considerate about you. So rather than talking at each other, talk with each other.
Sure.
Damn.
AJ Barrera.
Oh my
AJBarrera.com. Shit.
Oh my.
See why you go around the world, bro.
That one hit me.
Dude,
Damn.
I'm telling you, you got me thinking too.
I was like, my relationship is fine, but I'm like, is it? Do we need to talk to each other?
I've learned a lot, honestly, guys, and being in a relationship for so long, again, my wife and I, we had our ups and downs. We went through a lot of stuff, and everything wasn't like rainbows and butterflies and all that stuff. So, and not every relationship's like that. And we all know that. We all see the facade of things. But, I've learned a lot. My wife has taught me a lot in ways that, who I need to be, stay grounded, stay humble, and so on and so forth. And my wife will be there respectfully to pop that bubble at that moment. And that's cool. And I mean that respectfully, because she doesn't do it like, to like say like I'm trying to pop your bubble, but she really keeps me grounded. Like I really love my wife, and she's my best friend. She makes me laugh every freaking day. She's comical. She's everything that I wish I would be, to be quite frank. Cool. And so there's never a boring day. You know what I mean? So for any of the guys out there that are really trying to soul searching, like, is this the right person? You're gonna know. I don't know, and I know a lot of people say that all the time. You're gonna know. You're gonna know. Yeah. I knew with my wife. I even knew like I was gonna marry her even before we even got together. I knew that it was a projection that I already felt. And I always joke around with people, and I always say like I would always send her text messages like on 111, 222, 444. So she thought it was really like, oh, it's part of synchronicity. No, it was just kind of me like trying to like
plotting.
I'm gonna start doing that.
You can start scheduling text messages too.
Send them out, right?
Yeah, send them out.
That'll be funny.
It's part of synchronicity. You text me at 222.
Oh my God, it's meant to be.
I know.
But that was a great call. That was a great call. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Great quote. Yeah.
But I think
Oh, did he cut off?
Hello?
Question.
Oh yeah.
Who wrote the message earlier?
What mess? Oh, I did.
Oh, I thought it was Rexx.
No.
What's up, bro?
All that misspelling is probably the Honduran.
No. I did misspell something. My fault.
For sure.
I'm fucking with you, Rexx. Love you, man.
For sure. I was gonna send you a text, but never mind.
He's like, never mind.
Nah, but thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
I got you guys. Thank you guys for giving me a call.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Hopefully everything works out.
You guys too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, man. Bye.
That's great. You're great at the relationship advice.
I mean, I used to do Love Line too. Nice. With Dr. Drew. Yeah.
Oh.
So I used to do that. I used to do Love Line
cool.
and
with Dr. Drew.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah. So
that
was always fun,
Yeah.
But I do. I've done radio all my life. Since I was 19 years old. Like so. People would call in with everything from life advice, career, business, relationships, connecting with loved ones, how to stuff, like how do I connect, like all that stuff. So again, over the years of me doing this work, I've just learned how to like develop, you know, the ability to just connect with people honestly as one-on-one. And being honest and being blunt, not like giving people the fluff and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of those mediums. Like you'll see them, like I kind of joke around and I'm very honest with this. Like there are mediums out there that I call them like parachute mediums, where they will give information, like say even in a reading saying, hey, I got someone that passed away with a heart attack. And the person says, no, actually it was, I don't know, it was stomach cancer. Oh yeah, that's what I meant. They pull the parachute. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like they don't stick with their information. They just kind of follow what the client says. So for me, I stick with what I get and I don't mind being wrong. I've been doing this work for over 2 decades and I know I can and will be wrong with information, but I will get what I'm giving, what I'm feeling and what I'm sensing, because you guys may not know that information. It might be third-party information, like either another family member, a friend or something like that. So when I bring it through, it's because it's supposed to come through, regardless if you were close with the person or not, or if you like them or not. By their way coming through is their way doing their job. Yeah.
Random question, and be honest.
I am honest. It's about the show.
No, you're
Okay.
like really, you're like the best at what you do. Do you ever like look in yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm that motherfucking guy?
No.
No, you're never like, because you're saying like your wife like humbles you.
Yeah.
Are you ever like, yeah, I'm the fucking greatest? Like, you ever do that? And she's
No.
like, hey,
He's
calm
like,
down.
simmer down.
Simmer down.
No, but my friend of mine, a good friend of mine, you know, he always called me Chingon. You know? and every time she's like, all right, calm down. She does that stuff. But no, I think if I put my ego in there, that's just like allowing myself to feed into that, which is why I don't post a lot about my readings on my social media. A lot of my videos are how-to videos, teaching people, educating people, recognizing signs and signals. But if you do see me post readings, there's always some sort of back meaning, education about either suicide, addiction, and watching people go through grief. But I have thousands of hours of footage from readings and video and person and live shows, and people are saying like, post them up. But I feel like
They're gonna give
cringe.
off.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not about me. I'm just an instrument. I'm just the vessel. So when I do the work, it's really about the reading, the message, and the client. So for me, the kind of like being arrogant about it, you can't be. You can't be. You know what I mean? Once you start thinking that way, I mean, your career, your ability will probably go out the window. And I think your respect for humanity probably will go out the window too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Damn.
All right, well, next caller.
Who's this
Dun.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Damn.
I
It
mean,
goes down.
yeah, I feel like that could be a good one.
We call people all the time.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's really fun.
Yeah, until we get some funny stuff, serious,
I like the funny stuff.
a little bit
Yeah.
of everything.
Oh, we're calling New York.
New York? What?
Baby, welcome to the party.
Hello.
Bueno.
Hi.
Hey, sis.
Hey.
You got time to talk to us?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we are here with our guest, AJ Barrera.
Yeah.
Hi, AJ.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So you said, hi, guys. I lost my dad about 5 years ago. I would really love to get in touch with him. My life has changed so much since he passed away, and I would really love to hear from him. I hope to hear from you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm first of all, condolences on the loss of your father. And you're open to everything that comes through, right? And I'm reading in a message, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting here because as Saul was reading your message, your voice is everything to me. But, the first thing that comes through my head from your father is I just feel like there's a way with him that he's kind of like your back support in the way that it comes through. Like he wants to be your safety net in the way that he presents himself. So even though that your dad left the physical realm, I just feel like in some ways that he really wants to make sure that he's continuing to guide you from the afterlife. Because when your dad left this physical realm, a piece of your heart truly left with him. And I just feel like in some ways that you kind of reflect on yourself as if, did I do enough for my dad? Did I do enough for him? And I just feel like in some ways that he doesn't want you to feel like that you need to do like any accountability, any guilt type of energy when he comes through. I feel like his importance that when he shows himself to me, he's kind of like a very funny guy. Like he doesn't want to come through like sad, angry, or upset by any means. What he really wants to make sure is that you continue to keep your sense of humor and your smile. And I just feel like it's important because I just feel like that he does not want to make you sad or cry or upset. I just feel like in some ways that he really wants to make sure that you're continuing to move forward without him physically, but knowing that his soul and spirit is with you. He's telling me to talk about the month of October being significant. So why is October significant?
I'm assuming that's because Day of the Dead, and I put him on the ofrenda last year, and it was actually my first time doing that.
So this is the first time without your dad. So this is his way then letting you know, thank you for honoring him. Thank you for doing that. This is his way of saying, again, his soul and spirit is with you. What he's telling me to tell you though, and I'm kind of laughing about this. I do want to ask you something. I don't like to ask questions. I'd rather just deliver the information, but would you say your dad was quite humorous, quite funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your dad is joking around. Like the photo that you have up of your dad, he's telling me to tell you that he wants it like somehow presented in a bigger way, or he wants it bigger. So I don't know if it's a small photo or if it's a small little ultra that you have with him, but he wants to joke around as if he wants to thank you for having it out, because he's telling me to tell you that every time you look at the photo, you tell him good morning and good night, and he wants to thank you for doing that.
That honestly, that sounds like him, like what he would say to me if you were still here.
Yeah.
So
well, because he is.
It means a lot.
It's because he is.
Yeah.
It's because he is. And I want you to really understand this, because like, it's nothing to do with me. It's your connection with your dad. And I think it's his way of I don't think, I know it's his way, making sure you understand his message. He's bringing up something very interesting here. And obviously, everyone knows I'm not a doctor, not a physician. I don't diagnose, but your dad's passing does not feel like it's sudden or unexpected. So to me, there's something that he's bringing up here that I need to see that would have like spread, or may have actually had some sort of blockage that we need to bring up here with your dad's pulmonary. So I don't know if it's like his main organs, or there's something that I'm seeing that I would be like something neurological that we need to bring up here. So how did your dad pass, if you don't mind me asking?
He had a lung disease that basically he was battling for a couple of years.
Okay, and I'm gonna stop you right there. Did this spread through his body?
Yeah.
Okay, what we do need to bring up here, there's something that he's bringing up here, and I need you to hear this message from your dad, or for your whole family needs to understand this. Your dad wasn't hiding anything when it comes down to medical. I feel like your dad was just as shocked when he found out the diagnosis and found out what was going on, because your dad is telling me it was too late. We couldn't change back time. We couldn't do anything differently. And I feel like this is where the guilt comes in from you and the family, feeling that we could have done something differently from dad. Did we take care of him medical wise? And your dad, again, wants to remove accountability and responsibility from you and the family. And I think all you guys need to understand this in a very, very big way, because your dad really wants us to have this opportunity to say, I love you, because he didn't have that opportunity because he wasn't able to communicate in the way that he needed to before he passed on. Do you understand that?
Yeah, because when we went to visit him, in the hospital, he wasn't conscious at all.
Yeah, well, your dad is aware of it. Your dad was aware that you were there, the family was there. So just because the physical body wasn't there, his consciousness was where. And I need to make sure you understand the message. So see this as your dad's way expressing some love and gratitude towards you, okay?
I needed to hear that, because it felt like he didn't say his goodbye, and like a one-sided thing only.
Yeah. So, and there's never goodbyes. I don't believe in goodbyes. I've been doing this work for over 2 decades, and people always say, I do not have an opportunity to go to say goodbye or be there, and so on and so forth. And I understand where you're coming from, but I understand your dad's energy, his soul, his perspective, that he was aware that your soul was there. So don't think that he did not hear you, that he wasn't aware. It's his way today recognizing that you were there, and his way expressing that love to you. And he also wants to thank you respectfully, or either your mom is still living though, correct? Hello? Ooh, we may have lost her.
Hello?
Sorry. Yeah, you cut off for a bit.
Your mom is still living, correct?
Yeah, she is.
So do you have 2 siblings or 2 sisters?
I have 2 brothers.
2 brothers. Okay, we need to acknowledge the other 2 is what your dad's bringing up here. Were you guys all around his bed singing to him?
My mom actually played music from her phone, and it was my mom and one of my brothers.
And one of your brothers. Okay, can you tell your mom and your brother that he wants to thank you guys for the music? Because he wants to let you know that he wants to let you know that he died in dignity. And thank you for doing that for him.
Wow, I will tell my mom that. I think she did it on purpose because she wanted him to leave with a peaceful way.
Well, he absolutely did. He absolutely did.
Thank you.
A lot of love to you, and so sorry for your loss of your dad. Just know that anytime you think about him, please know that he's merely just a thought away, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Woo!
Well, thank you. Sis. Thank you so much for sharing, being vulnerable. We wish you the best. Our condolences to you and your family.
Yeah.
And
Thank you guys. By the way, I love hearing you guys. I listen to you guys every week, and I'm in New York City, so I'm waiting for you guys to come back.
definitely.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
I'll be rolling with them too.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
guys.
Bye.
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 Wow.
That was
shit,
good.
that
was-
I got a knot. Like,
Yeah.
I was about to cry though.
Yeah, I got a little emotional. Yeah, it's so amazing because I can feel the emotion from spirit, from not really the person, but source spirit. And again, there's not a physical body, but again, it's about the consciousness. So when I'm staring or just looking down, I'm really just processing information, how it's coming through and interpreting it. And that's why sometimes I take a beat, I take a moment to understand what they're trying to convey rather than just blurring out a message, because I don't want to lose the meaning of the message for the person. But I just feel like that she really needed the validation, knowing that her dad was obviously aware that she was there. Yeah.
That's, oof, that's tough, man.
And I also want to do like a disclaimer on my end. There's so many people here that want to, like, we can't call all of you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my, because I was just going through them. I'm like, why do I get to choose?
Hey, you know what? You know what I truly firmly believe, even if you have people like prepared or you have people randomly set up, I always tell people like, it's supposed to happen that way. It's supposed to happen that way because, like, you know, there are like a lot of people in radio, like they will have me on the show, and I'm not going to mention the stations, but most of them will have their friends, their family on the phone lines, and I already have the intuition. And afterwards, I'm done. I go, you know the person, huh? Or and they're like, how'd you know? I go like, it's just a feeling because over the years, people, and I get it because like they want their own family members to have a reading directly without having a reading directly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right,
So I get it, but it's better for me to not know, because if I do know, then that's part of my ego, assuming something about the person. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
Yeah.
The
I'd rather know
jan-
afterwards.
All these people have
Bro. That's funny. The janitor in the back in the radio station.
Real quick, can I ask you, did you lose someone that actually had to be taken off like life support?
No. It just happened suddenly.
Okay, there's something we need to bring up here as we need to talk about their breath, actually, like they couldn't breathe or something like that we need to acknowledge here, but it doesn't feel like it's a heart attack. So it's interesting the way it's coming across. I'm getting more like asphyxiation, like something here that is restricted in my perception. Yeah, you understand? Okay.
Yeah.
So who is this?
My uncle.
Okay, he doesn't feel like an uncle figure. He feels like more like a father figure to me. So I just feel like in some ways that when he presents himself to me, I just feel like he comes through very young to me rather than, again, as a grandfather or an uncle. There's just a different perspective with him. It's interesting here because when he shows himself to me, he really wants to make sure that when we look at things, again, medically wise, I'm going to agree with you. This was truly something that was sudden and unexpected. I don't think there's anything medical. I think that could have prevented his passing by any means in my interpretation. But he's showing me that we need to acknowledge the immediate family. Now, this is interesting. I don't want to assume anything, but this is not mom's brother, is it? Okay, mom is still living for you?
Yeah.
Can you, I don't know if she's open to this work, but can you let mom know that her brother says hello from heaven? Because I feel like it's important for her to understand that her brother is truly safe. When he talks about this, he knows how much her soul misses him. And I think it's important for her to understand that, because I feel like with you, this is where you become like the medium and the messenger for your mother, which is a beautiful thing. And either you can share this or tell her, but I think your mom needs to really understand that her brother is truly safe in the afterlife. I need a joke around though, because your uncle is not coming through comical or not even overly humorous, but he's joking around. And I kind of want to ask a question. I know we're kind of in a group
No,
setting.
you guys.
Was your uncle kind of like a bad boy?
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say something else, but I just feel like I'm going to say it. He's still getting his shit in the afterlife, basically. And I just feel like in some ways that when he comes through, there's just a way with him that he still is kind of like this bad boy attitude. Like I'm still kind of like a badass type of way that he wants to have this, kind of like machismo type of energy, but not overly bearing, if that makes sense, because there's a way with him that he wants to tease your mother as if he did make it to heaven and he did not go to hell. So if there's a running joke as if like, oh, did he make it to heaven? He wants to reassure your mother, his sister, that he is in heaven, because I just feel like in some ways that he wants to identify this. There's also a reference that we do need to bring up here, which I feel like I might be mistaken. Did you knew your uncle, obviously, but did you not spend a lot of time with him?
before he passed, there was like a misconnection. You know,
Yeah.
there was like a misunderstanding that we weren't in good terms, and
He
I
get-
never got to like. It was just bad on the moment, but I never got to apologize or have that connection. It was just a little argument, and I think that's what hurts me the most because before he passed, I called him and he was just bad with COVID.
Okay.
And
That's why he was showing me like the respiratory thing.
yeah, it was
Because
bad with
COVID is one of
and-
my symbols. Yeah, that's so bizarre. Okay.
And my uncle just like we never talked.
Okay.
I never got to apologize or
Well,
was just over something, the smallest thing ever.
Rex, I want you to understand by his way coming through is his way saying it's all water under the bridge.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Honestly, like there is no anger, there's no judgment, there's no pain. So what I want for you today is to turn that chapter, turn that page and saying, I literally have goosebumps. That he's not angry, upset with you. So everything that you're carrying today, put it behind you and know that your uncle's not upset. Know that he's not mad. This is his way of making sure that you hear the message from him, not from me as a medium, but from him, because I feel like this is part of the healing that you need to move forward, and your mom and the family, because the reason why he's separating you is just to recognize what happened before he passed. So don't think that he still sees you as someone separate. He's here for you, not for me.
Yeah.
Really, like you have to understand that like there's probably an uncle, a grandfather or grandmother or other people that can come through, but why him? It's because he needs to be here for you. It's the messages that you need to hear from him.
Yeah.
So your heart can heal. And I just feel like it's this way validating your journey, but just know that he will still kind of be like the badass. He still will be the same guy and the strong one, and he wants you to continue to be strong for yourself, but making sure that you're also strong for everyone else. Because honestly, the way that he shows it to me is that sometimes with you that you feel like that you need to carry the world on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And I just feel like in some ways that he wants to make sure that you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So focus on the things that you need to do, because I feel like that your uncle will be guiding you spiritually, directly and indirectly at the same time. So in the moments that you do think about him, or maybe perhaps you thought about him today because I was going to be here, that you were hoping that he might come through. Again, there's a purpose for everything.
Yeah.
So see this as your uncle's way of expressing some love and gratitude towards you. Okay.
Yeah. Damn.
And also, is June significant to you or Tim?
Mm-hmm.
What's the significance?
He's always celebrating on that time.
Okay.
Always.
Have a beer for him. Have a drink for him. Okay. Because I just feel like he wants to make sure that you have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. My uncle was he was a outstanding guy. You know, he always traveled. He was a truck driver. He always traveled. He always went all over everywhere, just traveling and being alive for the party. He never got to have a family or get married. And that was always his way, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, and not to interrupt you, but I'm seeing you as kind of like his son. That's why he's coming through as like a father figure rather than like a grandfather.
Yeah,
so
he was my second dad.
Yeah. He's still your second dad spiritually.
Yeah. Damn. Thank you. Damn.
Thank you.
I lost him 5 years ago, and I never. That always hurt me the most. You know, just being in like like bad terms, but it's just like.
Yeah.
It was tough. I'm gonna just say it. I think there was just a little argument because before he passed, like the family was having problems, and I invited him to my proposal, you know, and he didn't show up. And then I invited him to my wedding. He didn't show up, which I understood because it was COVID around times, and he was like out of the state, you know, traveling to Florida, New York, everywhere. And I think that just upset me. And there was like a tension right there. And I always wanted to, I ignored him. And the last time I ever saw him, I just, I don't know. I think I was just upset. Yeah. And my mom told me, you're not gonna say bye to your uncle. And I was just like, oh, like I'm not good right now. And I just replay that moment in my head where I'm like, I should have just gone to the kitchen and said bye to him.
Yeah. You know, and that's unfortunately, that's part of human nature. You know, we take the what ifs, you know, like I wish I could have physically been there, said goodbye. Their soul, their consciousness recognizes that, you know? So I want you to understand that. So even though you have those what ifs, again, today's a new day for you to turn that page, turn that chapter and see, and I can put this all behind me. Like it's truly all water on the bridge. Like he's not angry. He's not upset. Now it's important for you to kind of put that to rest and say, you know what?
Yeah.
I can move forward. I can grieve properly and say, you know what? I can have a drink for him and I can celebrate him. Yeah. So celebrate, you know, we're in summer, celebrate, continue it, you know?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
You're
Damn.
welcome. You're
I
welcome.
didn't know this was gonna happen.
Dang.
Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I
know,
was
same.
tearing up, man.
Yeah.
It's about him, not me. I was like, damn, I got emotional.
Yeah.
Well, again, those things that are supposed to happen, like this is what I mean, expect the unexpected. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of one of those things, and it's so interesting because like I just really believe that those that need to present themselves, on a radio show, a podcast, a TV show, whatever, wherever I'm doing the show, a show, their spirit's gonna make themselves known. Like I don't choose to pick like, oh, I want to read for you. Again, it's more of just in the zone of it. So once I prepare myself, I meditate and I do my thing. I just kind of say, oh shit type of moment, type of thing, like, okay, what's going to happen? And I don't know what's going to happen. So I really kind of put myself out there of like preparing myself, being ethical. And I'm not going to be walking down the street and reading a lady in the grocery store and saying, hey, I got so-and-so coming through. That's not ethical. It's not the right thing to do. So when I go to a show, a podcast, anything that's going to be involving my work or interviews, I prepare myself mentally, spiritually, because most of the time people are wanting to make a connection in some capacity. So
Yeah. Thank you. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're
That's
Yeah, I'm a chillon. Like, I'm a crybaby. I'm just like, fuck.
Hey, you'll see me on camera. I got a little emotional. I do get emotional because people can understand the feeling and the emotion that I get, and I can transfer to someone. It's like an amazing feeling of like the love that they have for us. Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never cried.
Dude, even
my best friend, they've never seen me cry.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's how they also got emotional because
it's good for you.
Hans knew my uncle and stuff. I like seeing him.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
A good cry is good.
Yeah. That's what I think. I got like a lot of weight out of my shoulder.
Good.
Over 5 years. It's like that.
Good for you.
Same way I've been feeling, like same way my cousin, my sister.
Well, hopefully you can share this recording, the message, the audio, the video, something with them so they can understand. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get on to the final call. It's like, how do you transition? I just don't know how to transition. Anyway.
We get a funny one after.
I know, right?
Damn.
This one's actually a little serious, too.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick. So
This one's, if she answers, it'll be a disclaimer for SA. But let's get into it.
Hello?
Bueno.
What? No way. Oh my God. Hi.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm here watching wrestling.
You got time to talk to us?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're here with our guest, AJ Barrera.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh my God. Hello. My heart is beating so fast.
That's a good thing. What's your question or how can I help you? Or is there a prompt that you want to read, Saul?
Here, let me read this real quick. All right. So you said, I've always felt that there is something with me. I suffer from depression and anxiety. Plus, I have really bad insomnia. I take medication for it. I have some weird dreams every night. Normally, they consist of me being alone, like something is separating me from my family. I do have sleep paralysis every now and then. My grandma does an egg cleanse on me, but every time she does it, the egg turns bad, not like red, just that egg yolk. I've gone to a brujo, but there is something about him that I didn't like. He would touch my breast. He said that's the way he can figure out what's wrong with me. I was a victim of SA. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. I just want to know if there's anyone or any spiritual energy that is with me.
Wow. I'm sorry that you experienced some of that stuff, in your past and currently, with this individual. There's a lot of things that are going on here, and you're okay with me being honest and blunt with you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. The sleep paralysis and all that stuff can also be, on a spiritual side of things where you're actually astral projecting. So you're actually having like some out of body experiences. So you might be hovering, you might feel, tired the next day. So you might feel like that you're dreaming, you're at one place or you're dreaming at another place or somewhere that you never been to. There might be moments of deja vu. So there might be a lot of spiritual things. Honestly, I really believe that you're an empath. Like I really believe that you're clairsentient, that you feel emotion, you feel energy, you feel things. And honestly, I believe it scares the crap out of you. And what I believe that you need to do is not only like really focusing on the medical stuff, because obviously I'm not a doctor, not a physician, I don't diagnose, but I feel like in some ways that maybe some of the pills or some of the things that you're taking might be a cocktail pills that you might have to change or look at too, because my impression feels like that it might be counteracting with something else. So say for instance, one pill is supposed to take care of something and the other pill is supposed to take care of something out, but it's actually washing something out. I feel like there might be something you need to look at. So if I can ask you something without being too personal, did you just change your meds or are you planning to change your meds?
Well, I've been on them for like 2 years, just for my sleeping and my anxiety and my sometimes I get panic attacks.
Okay.
So like if I don't get sleep, I it gets worse. Like my anxiety gets worse. I start like feeling sleep deprived, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would just look at make sure that I would look at maybe I can't say a specialist, but I would look at maybe some of the pills that you're taking or the two things that you're taking. Perhaps there might be something that's canceling out one thing that should be treating something. Is what I would look at. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really give you medical advice, but that's my interpretation, my feeling. But I do believe this is something that you're going to be gradually to really gain control. But I don't think you really get over it or get rid of it because anxiety is, even I have anxiety. I just learned how to manage it and deal with it. You know what I mean? And people think, oh, you have anxiety. You're on stage all the time. You're in front of people all the time and this and that. I learned to manage it and it's through meditation and prayer. So perhaps you can look at simple things or simple techniques that could be prayer, meditation, sit in the moment of power, create sacred space in your place. So if it means like in your bedroom, your living room or whatever it is, take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes and even go on YouTube or online and find a guided meditation just to ground yourself and protect yourself because I feel like that you're kind of pulling energy from all over the place from people's drama and from people's situations. So if you are on social media a lot and you're reading people's posts, that energy can affect you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing
Because
go ahead.
yeah, because I really hear like I mostly hear like paranormal stuff like podcasts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So
and I guess that attracts my energy.
Yep. Yeah. So it's what you're putting into your body, spiritually speaking, if you will. So it's like, you need to kind of like spiritually detox is a word, is kind of a saying I tell people. Sometimes we need a detox from that. Yeah, you do your cleansings and so on and so forth. But I think there needs to be a detox in a way of maybe not listening. And forgive me, not saying not to listen to these people's podcasts, but I'm saying take a beat and take a moment to maybe clear your spiritual feed. You know what I mean? I literally just posted a video on my social media saying that our loved ones kind of connect with us like social media. It's like when we open up, sometimes we find these random messages and we kind of go like, oh my God, I feel like my loved one's talking to me. Well, it's intent that we put in there. So your intent should be like, okay, I'm going in here with intent to just listen and not really put myself in that position. And I think you get taken in to that paranormal podcast in some capacity that you really take on the energy of what they're describing, what they're talking about. So again, that empath type of energy is what you're kind of feeding into. And I know it sounds a little woo-woo and so bizarre, but I really, really suggest try taking a beat and focusing on meditation. And I know you're going to say like, how do I meditate? I can't meditate. Find a guided meditation. You can find them on YouTube for 15, 20 minutes. They're free. Find them. Anyone that's a guided meditation for grounding specifically, grounding protection. Yeah. Don't do the meditations that are like an hour long, 2 hours long, 5 hour long. You're going to fall asleep. Even when you're going to do meditation now or you start focusing on it, you're going to naturally fall asleep. So don't feel like that, oh my God, I fell asleep during the meditation. It's very normal. It's very normal. It's going to take time for you to go through that. But I think for you, there's a lot of energy protection that you need to do. I would also kind of like suggest, and I'm not really big into like the like crystals. I love crystals just because the decorations for them, honestly. I'm not really into like the cleansings of crystals, but there are certain things I do recommend for people like yourself or situations that you're going through. I would have like either like black onyx, black tourmaline, something like that by your bed, maybe perhaps by your front door, depending, because you got to think your front door is kind of like an entry. It's truly an entryway energetically. So whatever you're bringing out from the outside world, you're bringing into your home. So I would recommend cleansing that, or cleansing your home, spiritually speaking, not with sage, but with Palo Santo, and use that and light it throughout your house and say a prayer. And by doing that, you're setting the intention, and intention is everything. So long as you do that, I really believe that you can start shifting your energy and shifting gears, but I wouldn't be overly concerned with anything evil or anything bad, to be quite frank. I would see it as something that you can really navigate and control, but it's going to take time, and you need to gain control of that. And you need to understand that you're in control, not like a spirit, not the energy, not your anxiety, because we don't want to give your anxiety or your insomnia the power. You know what I mean? We don't want to create that power.
Yes.
We don't want to give it the power. We want to create that power. And you say like, I'm strong enough, I'm worthy enough, I'm good enough, like I can beat this, I can move through this. So if you claim that and saying that I'm strong enough, and you mentally project that energy, you're going to project that energy for yourself as well.
Yes, I get it. Because I see a psychiatrist.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, and she tells me that to journal and to meditate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think journaling is another great one. So if you're therapists, counselors, psychologists, like, these are things that we recommend, even our spiritual practice. I do a lot of writing for myself as well. I'm just channeling, writing. It's kind of like what you're doing as well. So when you are journaling, it's like you're channeling your emotions, your impressions, your thoughts, your feelings. So it'd be a good thing for you. And what I recommend is even to journal your dreams. And even sometimes the most bizarre dreams might make sense to you a year down the road. So journal, date, time it, and then keep it to yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone, because it's just for you and it's just your dreams, but also the impressions that you get from journaling your own emotions is just for you as well. So just keep that personal.
Okay. What's up with Hans?
I'm right here. How you doing?
Is he part of your future?
Let me hear that part.
Dang.
Oh, man.
Thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable with us today.
Yeah,
sis.
absolutely. And hopefully this brings some insight and help for you. But again, just take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Don't force it, don't rush it. But there's a lot that you can do. Again, just kind of look into YouTube videos. Again, that would be your best start, honestly, that you can find a guided meditation. Again, grounding, protection. Don't do anything that's so bizarre about like emotional letting go and all like that is something that I don't think you need to focus on. But really start focusing from the ground up. Start from the foundation. Start from the base and work your way up through your healing, because there's a lot that's going on as an empath, as someone who's sensitive to people's energy, but energy around everything and everyone. Just take a step back and create your sacred space. And once you do that, you're going to recognize, oh my God, like I finally get it. I feel a little bit differently, So I know you go down that journey in a very positive way.
Yes, because I feel like sometimes I feel a lot of bad energy coming towards me.
Yeah, and again, that's something that you can control. That is something you can control, and I want to make sure you're hearing it loud and clear, because I don't want you to feel like that you're not in control. And I'm smiling about it, because I feel like in a lot of ways people feel like that they don't have control, but you need to kind of step into that power and say, I am in control. Like I'm worthy again. I'm dominant. I'm understanding. I'm passionate. Like whatever the words that you need to use, words are energy, and project that energy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll try to do that.
Take your time, and I know you'll be okay. All right.
Awesome.
And thank you, bueno. Y'all make my day. And
Thank you.
I tuned up in every Tuesday. Like first thing I hear is y'all, and I hear y'all at work. So
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your support.
y'all make my day better.
Thank you for
Awesome.
supporting us. We're good vibes over here.
You might start seeing us twice a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so. I love those.
I will have a good rest of your day, and
Yeah.
thank you for your support.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And we bring a good energy home.
Yeah.
Yeah. We try our best.
Cool. That wraps up the calls. There is actually one call that is pending,
Okay.
but it's definitely super sensitive subject. I don't know if you've seen what has happened with one of our co-hosts, Aaron. His
No.
mom passed away.
Okay.
So I think it's probably been like 3-4 months. He's still like he wants to, so he'll let me know. So he's still on the fence, but it's
Just don't make him rush it. Don't make him feel forced to do it, because mediumship is part of the healing, and I never want people to do it because they feel forced to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Even with the people that book appointments with me, like I don't want them to sit in front of me like within a month or a week,
Exactly.
or I want them to go through that process and grieve. And people go like, "What do you mean grieving process?" Grief is a process. Yes, it's what we go through, but we don't ever get over it. Like it's always going to be there. It comes in waves, truly. So we got to be patient, and we got to be okay with ourselves not being healed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if he's not ready, that's okay too.
That's
okay.
what I've been, honestly, that's what I was like struggling with morally. Cause I'm like, I know like he would want to be here, but I'm like, I don't know if he's ready.
Right. Yeah.
And that was a question I wanted to ask you in the beginning is like, when do you open up that door? Is like, let's say someone just passes away. Can you communicate right away? Or is it like, give it some time?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question, and I think it's a really important question that I think and an answer people should need to hear. Mediumship is not just a toy; it's like therapy. To be quite frank, for a lot of people, and it's very healing.
Yeah.
So when we see mediumships and we see mediums, we want to make sure we're doing it in the right light, the right intention, and we're seeing the right person. It doesn't matter how, honestly, to be quite frank, it doesn't matter how many followers, how much TV shows and how much stuff they've done, including myself. It has to be someone that should resonate with you, that connects with you, that makes sense, and referrals and all that good stuff. Again, it doesn't mean all the stuff they have in the following doesn't make them a great medium. It could just be they could be a great entertainment on social.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
And you got to know that they have to know their craft and they're educated in what they do. But the time frame, there's no time frame for spirit. There's not. I mean, if someone passed away, like say respectfully, a very tragic way, say yesterday, and I'm sitting with someone in a room, they can come through immediately. They can come through within an hour, within a couple seconds, within a couple minutes. There's no time frame for spirit. There's a time frame for us because what we're going through and how we need to help and how we need to be prepared. Because there are times that I've sat with people way too early in mediumship that they feel like that they needed to. This was like many years ago, before you can get an appointment with me within a week or two, you know what I mean? And people would, sit there and have their session and they're so angry because they're still grieving. They're so angry at me as a medium because I did not give them what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I did not mention that one specific thing that meant so much to them. I did not, so as a medium, they take it out on me because that's part of their process and their grief. So people need to prepare when they're walking in to go see a medium, knowing that either to expect the unexpected, literally meaning that if that message doesn't come through, if that person doesn't come through, like you have to prepare yourself because a medium cannot control who or what comes through. Yes and no. I mean, it's not like, hey, let me pull up the phone and say, let me get Aunt Tilly on the phone and let me talk to her. Yeah. This is not Burger King. You can't have it your way. You know what I mean? This is like part of the process of how mediumship is going to work. It's like whoever's going to come through. Same thing for you. Like it happened organically. Like the person who you needed to hear from needed to come through. So I don't want to assume anything, but I'm sure you have other people that are passed on, which I'm sure you would love to hear from, but perhaps they didn't need to be here to tell you those messages. The person that needed to be here was your uncle because of healing that you needed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's nothing to do with me. It's what we're resonating. It's what our soul is resonating. It's what we're trying to connect with. And I feel like that people need to be prepared again, emotionally, mentally, spiritually going into that. So is there a time frame? Yeah, for us, but I would wait like a couple months, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months minimum, even 9 months in that time frame, 3, 6, 9 in that time frame before stepping into mediumship and before having a private reading. Because again, you don't know if the person will come through or not, or what messages will come through or won't come through. Because again, if I don't say hypothetically that one piece of information, that person will see that reading as being invalid because I didn't say that one message that they're looking for.
And that create resentment towards you. And now you got like all these bad Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
Bad Yelp reviews.
I remember a person got so mad at me because I do like a lot of online events, like they're small group events, and most of my readings are done. All my readings are done online in Zoom. But there was a lady that got so angry and sent my assistant an email because she was on a Zoom call and I had everyone muted on there because I don't want anyone talking when I'm doing my readings and stuff like that. And she got so angry because she couldn't, she did not know how to mute herself apparently. and I just have them all mute when they enter. And I guess she did not know that she couldn't unmute herself. So she kind of went through this whole thing and, oh my God, he did not read for me. Like, it was just people get so, again, we don't know what stages of grief that person was in.
Yeah.
Were they angry? Did they not just know how to use technology? There's a lot of things that happen. So I get people that are angry with me, or they get pissed off at me because, well, that sounds so general, or that sounds so fake, or that, how do you know this? And I'm like, and it doesn't matter how much experience I have, people will always debate and want to argue with me. And I'm saying, okay.
Yeah. Like,
Okay. I mean, I'm not here to prove a point or prove my belief or my religion or any of that nature. Whatever you believe is what you believe, and I'm okay with that. I respect it. But if you're trying to make me to make you a believer, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. That's not my job. That's not my job. Yeah.
There's in pop culture news, I don't know if you heard, the guy who was who was taking care of the Annabelle doll passed away. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. My brother, who's one of the biggest skeptics, sent it to me.
He's like,
I'm like, what the?
Wait, so your brother's a skeptic?
Yeah, he doesn't believe.
Damn.
Oh, like
crazy.
what?
Dude, yeah, he doesn't. I think he wants to believe. Like most people, they want to believe. But my brother, like, he says he's skeptical, but I believe he's just like one of these people that just want to believe but doesn't want to believe because I don't know why, but he'll send his friends to me and stuff like that. Though I have readings and this and that, and he'll go like, I still don't believe it. Like they'll tell him like
I
they're
think he's just messing around with you. This guy
At this point, I'm gonna mess with him.
You think that's true? Like, you think that Annabelle doll had like some weird scary spiritual energy?
I text my brother, perhaps coincidence, but also at the same time, I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
Because I don't know I don't read through the whole messages and articles and all that stuff. But, depends on the intent that he had, what he was doing. And I heard he was possibly taunting the doll or somehow cursing. I'm not 100%, so I don't want to be quoted on that. But, it's the intent, again, what you were doing with the doll. Like, were you somehow mocking it or doing something to it? Again, there is energy. Ed and Lorraine Warren obviously had those dolls and had a huge collection of haunted possessions. So I do believe certain things can have energy. I don't necessarily believe that dolls are a part of them, but don't get me wrong. I do believe there's energy associated to certain things, if that makes sense. But I don't think it's quote unquote haunted, but it's what it's carrying. It's just like any of you guys. So say hypothetically that psychometry is what we call it in our field. It's where we hold on to an object and we pull energy from that object from someone who's living or passed on. So if I tell you, Hans, hey, give me your keys, I'm going to try to bring through psychic information. And when we talk about psychic information, that's about career, business, your life, and things of that nature. If you want me to focus on someone who's passed on, I would possibly say, hey, give me that loved one's favorite item or something they used all the time. I'll pull that energy from that. But that's how psychometry works. I don't do that. I don't need an object or anything to read for people. Obviously, you guys noticed. I don't need an object to read for someone, but that's how some people operate. But I do believe dolls do, or items do have energy, antiques and all that stuff. But the doll itself, I need to read into it. But I feel like there could have been something that's there. Yeah, valid.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I mean, that is kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is. Especially because, what's her name?
Annabelle.
No, the
Lorraine?
Lorraine. She strictly said, like, do not mess with that doll. Like,
don't take it out of the box. Don't do that. Yeah. Well, you got to look at
that.
Zach Bagans, his haunted museum in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? He has all those collection. He has, I think, Dahmer's or someone's car. I mean, his place, he has like a lot of weird stuff in his haunted museum. I've been wanting to go, but also someone who's very sensitive. I don't want to like put myself in a position to that. Like, I love the paranormal. I love documenting the paranormal. I love doing, ghost hunts, if you will, but it's really truly documenting the evidence. But to me, that's what it's for. It's not really for the mockery or any of that nature. You know what I mean?
And what would happen if you put yourself in let's say in a haunted place like that, like where spirits come in and
stuff
energy?
like if I put myself like say a haunted locations or that's claimed to be haunted, I'm okay with that. But if they're like, let's say a lot of like things that were truly like of evil, of negativity and stuff like that, I would really have to protect myself energetically going in there. Because again, like my intent is really to kind of be around negative stuff. And if I'm putting myself in that position, then I got to kind of like I always wear my cross no matter what. Like I'm very religious. I'm very into my belief of God, and I wouldn't call myself an everyday Catholic of going to church or every Sunday. I joke around and tell people I'm like a C&E Catholic at Easter and Christmas. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those things. I joke around, but I do believe in God. I do prayers. I do meditation. I do all that stuff. But I do believe there's evil out there. I fear more of the living than the dead, to be quite frank.
I have a question. I know right now that Ozzy Osbourne passed away.
Yeah.
You know, the Prince of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Him being a rock star and embracing that, how do I explain it? That
lifestyle?
that
Lifestyle,
yeah. Like, how do you think he will be like in the past life? Because that's a conversation we're having.
Yeah, that's, I think he would just be evolving the same way that he was, like still rocking out in the afterlife, doing things that he loved to do. Most likely Ozzy wouldn't have any of those conditions of, I think what he was having, Parkinson's. Yeah. He wouldn't have that condition. He would have the ability to do things on his own energetically. He would still be rocking out. I mean, I've read for a lot of very famous musicians, rappers, singers, and stuff like that, dead and living. And sometimes the people that do come through, you would think the media would think it's obvious who's coming through, but we don't know. It's just kind of how they're coming through. And they talk about who they are and how they come through. It's not like, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah. Like, people know, and this is public knowledge, and we talked about it before we started recording, is that public knowledge is like, I read for LaToya Jackson, and I did a reading for her. This is because I did not know it was LaToya Jackson. It was for Oprah Winfrey Network. They came to the house and they filmed, and I did not know. I have idea they had her in disguise and this and that. So they try to like make sure I did not know. And Michael Jackson came through in the reading and brought through a lot of information. The clip that they only aired was like maybe 5 or 6 minutes, but the reading was like maybe an hour. I ended up talking with LaToya afterwards. We exchanged numbers, and we talked about Michael, and like some other things came through that were very personal off cameras. That she goes like, oh my God, she goes, only Michael would call me that. Like, he would only know that nickname. And so it's just very interesting. So moments like that, I mean, there are things out there like, respectfully, like, people always want to know, for me, is Jenny Rivera. You know what I mean? Like, I used to have my TV show From Beyond on NBC Universal many, many moons ago. And our show used to air right before theirs or right after theirs. I can't remember. But we did a crossover thing where I was on her show and did a reading for the family and so on and so forth, which is still in syndication, still airs. It's weird that people still find me from that, but in those moments, people always ask me, like, did you know that she wasn't? Because I think shortly after that episode aired is that she passed away in that tragic plane crash. More importantly is that people always want to know about her. And even to this day, I respect the family so much that I won't put her on blast. I don't put their personal information out there. Like, I tell them, like, that's part of the family to share it. Like, that's not me. That's not my job. But I assure a lot of people that she is safe. She made it to heaven. She died in a tragic way, but her soul left the body before anything tragically happened to her. So I believe all the people that were on board that plane, even in people in 9/11 that died, I really believe their souls were truly all saved before even recognizing the impact or what happened or the collapse. And so I've read for a lot of families, unfortunately, that have lost their loved ones in 9/11 in tragic ways, or being in war. So there's nothing that I haven't seen that hasn't really surprised me. But there's a lot of tragedy out there, and I just think people need to just be respectful to everyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
There's what's it called? There's a new documentary on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called A Curse the Man.
No. Okay.
So he's like, have you seen Super Size Me? Or have you heard of Super Size Me?
Yeah.
He goes to he eats McDonald's every day.
Right, yeah.
See what happens. What he did, he goes around the world to get cursed by different types of witch doctors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, and I mean, I haven't really seen it. He mentioned, they interviewed him afterwards, so he looks like he did fine, but he was like he would have really bad migraines he was like, there's so much energy being put into me that I would not, and they asked him, would you do this again? He's like, I wouldn't do this again because it hurt. Like, the energy, like the migraines were horrible.
Right.
What do you think about just that whole doc in general? Like, why would
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it for entertainment purposes. Yeah. I mean, that you got to really know what you're doing, what you're putting yourself into. Like I said, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. I wouldn't put myself into that. Like, even I've been wanting to go to New Orleans for so long, but again, again, for energy wise, like I just feel like that I'm going to be overwhelmed by going there, but it's something I want to do. My wife and I talked about, let's go do it. But I think it's just grounding and protection is the main thing to go there. But it is a hot spot for voodoo and all that stuff. But vampires. Vampires. You got to think voodoo and all that stuff is part of a belief. It's like what I do is a belief. So it's part of their quote unquote, if you want to call it a religion, or people sometimes call it cult. I don't believe in that type of cult stuff, but I really believe it's the energy and the intent that you go into it. I think that what he did for the doc was he knew what he was doing. I wouldn't mess with that stuff. I wouldn't put myself in that position. I really believe if you put so much belief and energy into something, you can create that because our mind is so powerful. And you can then sense the energies and sense things that are happening to you. So maybe it's what do you call it? Like a placebo, type of thing. Or maybe it's truly just he's really tapped into something energetically. Now he has migraines. And what I would hopefully he would look at is get an MRI and making sure there's not a tumor and making sure there's nothing medically wrong with him, because there could be something that is actually suppressed or pushing against his brain, or there could be something medically wrong rather than something spiritual. So again, it might be a good message for him to look into something medical. Again,
we won't do that, but
we won't do
that.
Yeah, they've been wanting to go to New Orleans and tap into that. I'm like,
I'm going for the vampires.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I've been wanting to go because that's a whole eclectic type of thing that's out there. If you guys have not, I know this is an old series that you might be able to find it on Prime. I don't know if it's still on there, but George Lopez, the comedian, he did a show called Very Superstitious many years ago. And he would travel all over around the place, like all over the world, or maybe just mainly in the United States. And he would go to all these places that did like spiritual cleansings and stuff like that. And it was actually really great educational doc type of thing that he'd had. If you guys watch it, I think you guys might enjoy it because it really goes into like voodoo, prayer, like all over all the places it goes into, where he actually talks about like the spiritualism, the paranormal and all that stuff, which is something that I never thought he would have believed until over time I recognized like, oh my God, he's actually big into the spiritualist, paranormal and all that stuff. So if you really kind of like understand and really doing it for education value, I think you're doing it for the right reason. But again, I don't know the documentary. I haven't seen it, but might be something I might watch now because now I'm curious. Like,
I'm just gonna watch it because I don't want to bring it through my television.
What's that show with the girl with the black?
The Ring.
I used to get scared of that one when I was a kid.
Actually, another one, Sofia Vergara and I think Jennifer Lopez just went to Veracruz, and people are like, "Oh, they're so cool. They're in touch with their Mexican roots." But the locals and the people there, they're like, "Oh no, this is like a hot spot for like witchcraft and all that stuff."
Oh wow.
No, it was Sophia. No, it was Salma Hayek.
Oh, Salma Hayek.
Angelina
Jolie. My fault.
Yes.
Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie.
And they're like, so people are like, I wonder. They're like, oh, the outside view is like, oh, they're going to Mexico, but then the people inside are like, no, they're here for something spiritual.
Oh wow.
They do like black magic coming straight from the Aztecs and the Mayans. Like we're talking about way back, like ancestors of practice of black magic, witches, just everything. They're saying that. That's why Sophia took Angelina over there just to kind of.
I mean, my fault. Yeah.
Wait, was it?
I got it confused. Salma Hayek?
Salma Hayek took Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Salma Hayek took Angelina Jolie over there. See, you got my mistake.
Yeah.
And then, so they want to go do their practice because...
You know how much post work you're going to have to do editing this?
I know.
Because I know Angelina, she's into that, that work of just... like darkness and prayers and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer in all that stuff. You got to think again, like for me as a medium, some people do believe in it, some people don't, and it is a belief system. Like some people believe in God, some people don't. Some people believe in voodoo. Some people, again, it's all that stuff. It's your belief system. So if you give something so much power, so much belief, but also there's actually science that backs up consciousness and studies and so on and so forth. So we know there's consciousness out there. Here's a great example of something so simple, which I don't have. I should have brought it as an example, which is weird. But you got to think of tuning forks. If you guys know what tuning forks are.
So you go like that?
Yeah. So no, those are dowsing rods. Tuning forks are used like for music. Like there's like C, E, D, F. So say for instance that you have a bowl of water, which I've used in demonstrations. You use a C and an E tuning fork. You hit one, it makes ding, it makes a sound. You hit an E, ding, makes another sound. You put it in water, it makes a splash. The E makes a bigger splash. When you put them together, it makes like an explosion of water. So I tell people, did you guys see energy? Everyone's like, yeah, I saw energy. They actually did not see energy. What they saw is the effects of energy. Therefore, we know that energy does exist. So again, consciousness is out there.
Yeah.
We just can't really
Can't
see
really
it.
measure
Can't
it
see
like
it.
that.
Same thing. There are studies out there.
Well,
There's your science lesson today, guys.
yeah.
Forget Bill 9. Bill 9.
No, Bill Nye
Right.
Science guys. AJ, the medium guy.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, do you mind, like, if you guys are open to, if you do like a psychic reading for us?
Like how? Like well, I don't know how. I
Or
mean,
like what do you? Well, I was see like how we're like lined up in the future, like if we're doing
kind of like more like intuitive psychic type of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or unless anything else.
Well, let me ask you: is there a question that you want to ask about either one of you guys or an area that would help me out better, just to kind of go straight right into it?
I think I was just asking a question. Go.
I mean, just see how, because with this whole podcast thing and social media, I want to tap in more into social media. I just want to see if I'm going down, or just in general, like it doesn't even have to be social media. I just want to know if I'm going down the right path or not.
With podcasts and social media, I feel like there, for you, I feel like there has to be a sense of, respectfully when I say this, kind of like balance, but also a presence for you. Meaning that I feel like that you obviously are on a podcast, you do this and so on and so forth, but I think it's really kind of stepping into your power. And I think that's kind of like the biggest thing for some people is not recognizing their strengths. And I think perhaps there might be hidden strengths that are there that you really need to tap into. And I think it's going to be really you truly using your voice to really do things, not really just like say on a podcast, but really on a platform. So if you have like say your podcast platform, there might be an area that you can say, hey, how can I help people? Or how can I brand myself? Or how can I do this? Because I feel like with you, you work from like the heart chakra. You're a giver. You want to fix everyone. You want to make sure everything's okay. And I think in some ways that you really put yourself way freaking down here and you need to put yourself way up here energetically and saying that, okay, I am deserving. I do need help from people. And I think that you don't want help from people because you don't want to feel weak and you don't want to feel like that your ego is involved by any means, right? So I feel like in some way... So here's the thing is that, again, this is nothing about me. It's about you. Yeah. It's your energy. And I think you need to recognize your power. And I think and I literally get goosebumps right now, is I really believe that you're going to step in your power. Like not even like last month, I feel like you're stepping into it now, meaning like in the next week, the next month, because I feel like for you, you're finally able to literally get back in like a back seat and kind of saying, okay, now it's okay to take a ride. And I think you've been driving and grinding so hard. It's kind of like, I finally worked my ass off. And I think you're finally at a point where you can kind of take a backseat to things and saying, okay, this is good. Like I'm deserving of certain things. And I feel like that God and spirit, your angels and your guides will continue to bless you if you allow it to happen. But I feel like you're kind of like, I want it, but I don't want it at the same time. And I think you're going to have more blessings that are going to be presented to you in ways that I feel like that you are going to continue to recognize. But there's something about your voice that you got to continue to use. I don't know if it's going to be through the podcast, if it's going to be through your platform. I don't know. But I'm seeing you use your voice in a different way that I feel like you're going to start recognizing yourself in a different light. So everything that you're planning to do on your projection for, say, 2025, I feel like you're on the right path. I don't feel like there's any roadblocks or hiccups or anything like that that comes to my mind and my perception. To me, I just feel like that I want to go into like, say, the end of this year, before the end of this year, like say November, before Christmas, that I'm seeing a transitional change with you, that I feel like it's going to be the moment of acceptance. And I don't know what that is, but I know that you're going to come in that place and saying like, I get why. And I feel like that things are going to come together for you.
Yeah. Damn, it's really crazy you say that because that's what he's always been pushing me to like,
wow.
Like, come on, bro, you got to start doing more content. Like you have a lot of potential, but you don't use it.
Wow. Okay.
So, and then recently he just got me a car. We work with Honda and they got me a car.
It's funny you kept bringing up cars.
Ooh, you just gave me goosebumps.
You kept bringing up cars. Okay. I was like, did you like?
And you know, people that saw the video, they know like, and obviously it meant the world to me. But like you said, like I feel weird accepting things from people because I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of ego. It's like I'd rather do things by myself.
Right. That's your independence. That's like your pride.
Yeah.
You got to take, again, no pun intended, take the back seat and kind of say, you know what? Okay, I get help. I can deserve help. So for them doing that, again, it was probably like, it seemed like F-bomb is kind of like, fuck, I can't believe like I have a new car. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, why? It's like you question the blessings that you get.
Yeah.
And stop questioning it.
Yeah,
just take it.
Dang, that's good.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Can I go next?
Yeah.
He raised his hand.
Hey, over here.
Choose me.
Right. Okay, so question areas you can be as direct as you want, but not too vague because I don't want to go into like all over the place.
Yeah. I think mine is more of just like, I mean, obviously I feel like I worry about money all the time. And I'm always looking for the next business venture. I feel like I always need more. I have like this fear of like, oh, I don't want to run out of money. Like I have my girlfriend, I want to provide, I want to get a house. I feel like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to money. And like I always try to be like optimistic as possible. But there is sometimes I'm just like, oh shit, is a lot on my shoulders. And yeah, and also I don't know if this is funny or not, but like I'm investing a lot like in crypto. And
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm making the right decisions there.
Yeah, crypto. I'm seeing a lot of people do it, so I think you're probably moving in the right direction. Not telling everyone to go invest in crypto, but I'm just saying is that I've seen a lot of people do that as an investment. Would I recommend it? I would say, yeah, if you know what you're doing. For me, I don't really know much about it, but I would say if you know the resources, you know people that can do it, that can help you invest or this and that, I'd say move into it and do it, honestly, because I do feel like it's good for you. What's interesting, though, is that what I see for you, though, as more of a projection is not really so much of like the financial, the money thing. Like that doesn't even faze me. Like I don't even worry about that, honestly. To me, I feel like that's all going to be under control. You're going to be taken care of with that. I think that's kind of like the biggest fear for probably most people or most men, especially men, is that they want to be able to provide for their significant other, for the partner, more importantly themselves. If they're not doing that, then they look as like they're not succeeding. They're not worthy enough. And I think for you, that you always have to be on top of your game, even when you're not. And so I feel like in some ways that by you moving forward, I'm seeing a projection for you like into like end of February into March. So kind of like early spring that I'm seeing that transition. So if you're thinking about buying like early next year, I don't see you actually physically buying the house. I see that change happening by then. So if it's about great and gaining a proposal, finding the home or getting a loan or something like that, I do see a transition change happening to a physical change. And I don't think it's going to be really about just podcasts. I think it's really about your expansion of what you're doing. In some funny ways, and I kind of want to laugh about this, and I think it might make sense to you. And don't get mad at me what I'm about to say, God, because I know this doesn't sound cocky, but it's kind of your perception is that anything you touch turns to gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right?
Yeah.
And I feel like for you is that you have that natural ability. So even though there's a part of cockiness that's there, it's what you know. And I think you need to continue to go with that lead and that intuition and saying like, this is what I know. Like I know how to do a podcast. I know how to manage it, but whatever you're doing, you're doing it right. You got to follow that pattern and do it. And I think I'm seeing this as a bigger brand for you. And I just see you continue to succeed, not just in the podcast world, but I really believe in like entertainment, representation, media, like all that stuff. So I'm seeing bigger picture for you right now. I feel like that you just want to attack it. You just want a big bite of it. So for you, I just like everything's just kind of waiting right there.
Yeah.
It's just up to you to take that big bite and say, you know, it's time for me to kind of like take that leap of faith. And I think you already have, honestly. Like I really believe you have. So I'm not too concerned about you. I'm not. I just want you to kind of just wait for like the housing thing. Like don't force it. Let it happen again organically in the way that it needs to. So money wise, not too worried.
That's cool. You said that because the plan was like early next year is to like start looking into the housing. But the other thing I was like, I've been wanting to get more into like the film industry and like acting and all that stuff. So
that will probably happen organically. I mean, it's what I'm bringing is your energy, and if that's part of your intention, your thought, or something you've been thinking about, again, it's probably why it's coming through. It's because it's what you're leading into. I can't say again 100% that's absolutely what you're going to do, but I see it as a projection for you as being pretty good. But again, don't force the house thing. Let it happen in the way that it needs to. Again, February, early spring is going to be your time frame to probably start looking, but I wouldn't recommend buying then because I don't see you. Well, I don't see you buying then. Is my perception.
All right. And then just the one I'm scared to ask. I'm just
Relationship.
Yeah. It's like, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it.
I was gonna ask you that too, but I was like,
He's like, nah, I'm good.
I was like, that was scary to talk about.
you're gonna be like, no, something's going on with you right now.
Relationship wise, nothing comes to mind. That's actually a really good thing that comes to mind that I need to be worried, concerned, or any of that nature. Usually that stuff comes through organically. Even I'm reading someone intuitively. Most of the times when people have a question, that one question turns into something else, which is something that you're thinking about. So I'm not too worried about your relationship, honestly.
Okay.
So it's a good thing, I think, for you. Is like if you're continuing to kind of like follow through and move through it like gradually in the way that you are, just stick with it. Honestly, like I don't see anything that sticks out to me that I would be concerned or worried about. And don't get me wrong, there are things where I'm like with guys or women, I'm like, ooh, fuck, like that's not good. Excuse the language, but it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, this is not good for you. You really got to get out of this. And I don't see that thing happening.
Have you ever seen, okay, I was going to say, like, have you ever seen that, like, where people are like, hey, you should probably break up with this person because they got some,
I wouldn't tell them break up, but I would tell them there's definitely some,
check their phone.
yeah, there's some stuff that needs, I'm so blunt. And usually,
Damn.
yeah, no, there are moments like that. But again, I'm so blunt, so honest. I think people need to hear it, but I'm always very respectful, even in times like this on a podcast. I want to be respectful to all you guys, and people are here or not here in the room. Like I have to be respectful because, you know, they can't speak for themselves. You know what I mean? But I just don't feel like there's anything majorly concerned that I'd be worried about. Again, for your relationship, again, that would have came through organically or naturally and stuff like that. Even health issues with people, that would have came through for you. If there was a health issue or concern, like nothing really sticks out to me that I would be concerned about for any of you guys. It's just really about how you guys manage again to climb that hill and how you get there. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean, I wanted to ask.
No, you already got one.
I already-
Hey, bro, I only paid
Goodbye.
for one reading per guy.
Damn.
All right? You think this is free, bro?
You think it's free, Rex? Come on.
Pay for another one?
Yeah, you got AJBarrera.com. Book your session, bro.
Cough it up. Cough up that money.
You guys are too much. No, seriously, what's your question?
Like I was telling Saul, I just feel like lately I've been just all over the place.
Okay.
Not dealing with, but like all over the place. I haven't been like aligned or straight where I wanted my life to go. Been juggling everything like from work, you know, because I'm a truck driver, from work, and I also do the podcast. And I did take a break from DJing for like 6 months, just to kind of like give a good show, bring myself back with what I used to do, and just this time I do want to make it better. And music is my passion. Music is the things I always loved, and I just want to know, like, am I going on the right path, or like, is this worth it just to give up my work for these two careers of DJing and podcasting?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I wouldn't honestly say to leave your job. My concern for you, again, not majorly concerned, would be making sure you obviously have financial means that you're stable to doing that. So if you have like money put away that you can honestly say, hey, for 6 months or even a year, some people don't even have that. But if you can kind of prepare yourself and financially and say, you know what, I can really dabble and really go after my passion, I would recommend going after your passion and following through with it, because the only thing you have to lose is yourself in that position, meaning that you did not take a chance on yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to follow through and saying that, there's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, do one thing every day that scares you. And I think it's about taking that leap of faith, like I mentioned to you, is follow that passion. Like for me, what people see as like my job, it's my passion. I love what obviously you guys can tell, like the way I talk about it, I speak about it, I live it. I love what I do, and it's truly a passion. I don't see what I do as my work. What you're going to see as for yourself is your DJing, your music, doing podcasts, and maybe even expanding more on the music side of things, of even producing music, writing music in other ways, that you're going to see that as your passion, not work. And once that moment happens and you're realizing, oh, I can get money from this, I'm getting paid for this, I can start now expanding into maybe bigger gigs or doing events and so on and so forth. You need to really look at that projection again for yourself. But I would say to leave your job now or do it. I just feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done, meaning like physically, financially, have a balance, have a foundation that needs to be built before you go do that. Because I feel like for you, and not to get too personal, but would you honestly today say, okay, I'm leaving work and go focus on that, knowing like either you could do it financially or you can't do it?
I would. And it's funny how you said that, because I told Saul, and honest, I'm like, something's really like pushing me to that. Like something's dragging me to like do it, jump.
Yeah.
I've been feeling like that. And like,
yeah.
Damn.
I just feel like there's something you really need to ask yourself and really kind of, again, go within and dig deep within. Like, again, it's more of a passion, not even a job for me, the way I'm getting it with you. You really need to focus on that. But again, I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction because, again, my main concern intuitively and just as being rational and reasonable with you is your financials. Like, meaning, like, are you okay to have that safety net? Like, are you okay rather than relying on loans or credit cards or help from other people? Like, really looking at that. Or two, if you're really going to focus on building a brand or a business, that is also something you should look at. So if there's not really a brand or business, again, respectfully, I don't know you. I don't know your personality and your lifestyle and all that stuff, which is, again, it's good, but I just don't want you to feel like that you need to go do it tomorrow. I think you need to really take that leap again. That makes it feel right for you.
Yeah.
And I think your truck driving is just stagnant. It's just there. It's just a paycheck. It's not a career. It's a job. It's not a career. And I think for you, you're really looking for a career that's more so that brings a passion, that brings a smile on your face. And I think for you, it's like, oh fuck, I gotta go to work. You know what I mean? When you go DJ and you go do your other stuff, it's like, I'm excited. I'm able to do this. And I think for you,
I get excited when I come here. This is like my safe space. And
you need to really create, again, this is your sacred space. Yeah, this is your sacred space. So you got to create a space like that for yourself mentally. Yeah. But I think you'll be good if you really have a true game plan put together, like financially. Like, I really believe if you have that financially, okay, I have the money, I have the work, or I can work in this way, or three, I can really start creating my DJ stuff and start focusing on working with my friends and working through their friends through DJing and parties and weddings and this and that, and start building some income. And then gradually, because word of mouth starts spreading, and then there you go.
Yeah. And it's funny how you said that, because that's exactly what I've been doing. Just
good for you.
Kind of using my resources. And
good for you.
I got a show off of, Saul's friend.
Good.
Shout out to Ocho. And I got a show today in Pomona.
Good for you.
And it's like, I'm doing it differently now than what I used to do when I started, because I already went through the trials and tribulations of, like, being a DJ. So now I'm like, no, I'm just trying to climb up and being better and just taking all the risks.
Well, I think that's going to continue to change. The evolution of you isn't changed. I think the evolution with all of us, even with me, the evolution of me when I started, like, there's a lot of changes that you're going to recognize that, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Not going to do an interview like that, or not going to do a party like that. Not going to do an event. You're going to get to the point that you're going to pick and choose what shows you want to do.
Yeah.
Not what are given to you.
Yeah. Because I've DJed for one person, and I've DJed for like 200 people, 300 people.
This is what I mean. So I think you're going to be at that point that you're going to say, like, now I can be at a point financially successfully and pick and choose. Like, now I can say I can't do you because your party, because I'm booked this weekend and I have too many. So that's the point where you want to be. Like, I'm at a point, like, I've gone to this point in my career where I can pick and choose who shows I want to do. Honestly, anytime Saul will text me or call me, he has a goal. He'll call me, text me, or message me, and I'm like, sure, like, no problem. Like, I don't even question what the show's about or what it is. Like, I trust his work, I trust the process, and all the shows I've done with him and his colleagues and everyone else. I've never had a bad show or bad interview or bad thing. It's always fun. It's always uplifting. It's different. Every show's different, but it always ends in a positive note. And that's why I trust any shows that you do. And I appreciate you for having me on your network, your platforms, and all your podcasts, and everyone that you refer me to and this and that. Like, I truly appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you, everything you do.
Thank you, AJ, for really aligning me, like, keeping me straight. That's what I needed. I think that's exactly right.
All of us need a little bit of alignment and guidance. We all need it, even myself.
Yeah.
Even you do. So ajbarrera.com. Link in the description.
Thank you for coming. No,
thank you for coming.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We never really have guests, but honestly, you're probably the top. I think you're top.
We should actually, if you always like the ideas I have, maybe we should do a tour.
Let's go.
New York.
Let me know. I have a good following out there. Let me know.
Oh, man.
If you want to repeat again your socials to the people at home so they can follow you.
Absolutely. AJ_Barrera on TikTok and Instagram. Facebook, I'm on there that often, Psychic Medium AJ Barrera. But just be aware of any fake, imposter accounts on any social media platform. I will never DM you my services or message you or give you a reading through social media. All my readings are done either on ajbarrera.com, or if you ever find me live on TikTok or Instagram, that's how I give free readings there as well. So
awesome. You can find me at every social media platform as Saul V Gomez.
Follow me on Instagram, Hans_Esquivel, and on TikTok, Hans444.
Follow me at Rexx B on Instagram. Hey.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.